MAGAs, let's talk for a second. Remember during the campaign trail, Donald Trump was on stage in Las Vegas. He looked at the crowd and he thought to himself, you know what? A lot of these people probably work in the service industry. I got something for them. Hey, you guys, if you elect me president, there's going to be no tax on tips. And the crowd went wild because, yeah, in Las Vegas, a lot of people there depend on tips. And I remember the MAGAs. Remember you guys were so excited about this? You were telling all of us, yeah, take that, Democrats. No tax on tips. Donald Trump is going to deliver. Then he went somewhere else. He was on a stage, probably in front of a bunch of blue-collar workers, and he said, you know what? I got something for them. Hey, guys, if you elect me president, there's going to be no tax on overtime. And the crowd went wild. And the MAGAs were happy again, and they were rubbing it in our face. Take that, Dems. Donald Trump said no tax on overtime. He's going to deliver. They even had buck dancing Byron Donalds out there telling you that he had already written up the legislation so that when Donald Trump was sworn in on January 20th, that legislation would go through and we would have no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. And if you don't remember Byron Donalds being ushered out on every single station he could to tell you guys that that legislation was ready, here's the video.
Tax policy overall, most of it is actually going to be reauthorizing the Trump tax cuts, which, by the way, is the best tax policy our nation's ever had. We already know what it is, so putting that into this vehicle is not going to be overly complex. Now, if you want to talk about the additives to that, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, yes, you have to write that language. I actually wrote the language with Senator Ted Cruz for no tax on tips. We wrote it late in the last Congress. That's policy that we already have drafted. You'll have to ruminate it with colleagues, get that piece through.
So I'm just wondering, how does it feel knowing that we were right the entire time? We told you this wasn't going to happen. This is not feasible. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime is a good idea, but it's not going to happen because, one, Donald Trump and Republicans and people in his administration don't give a damn about people in the service industry or working class people. So why in the hell would they be doing anything for any of them? They would not. That is why we have not seen that legislation go through for no tax on tips or no tax on overtime. We told you, you didn't believe us, you didn't want to believe us, and now you're sitting here trying to celebrate or pretending to celebrate the Gulf of America and all these horrible ass deportations that are blowing up in their faces right now. You guys have to pretend that you didn't want grocery prices to go down. You didn't want your stock market to go up. You didn't want no tax on tips or no tax on overtime. All you actually wanted was a president who went golfing a lot and changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. How does that feel? Because from where I sit, you guys look like a bunch of damn idiots. I mean, and you always do. There's been so many things we've told you guys were never going to happen, but you fell for it anyway. How many times will you do this? At what point do you realize that box, right, that's sitting up with the stick on it, with the carrot inside of it, that you keep going for? That's there to trap you and get you to vote for them so that once they're in, they don't have to do shit for you at all. That's what that's there for. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.